Welcome back to Unlimited Recaps. Today, we'll be diving into a horror drama film from 2000, Requiem for a Dream. The movie begins with Harry, who is taking away her TV, is trying to sell it to Mr. Rabinowitz together with his pal Tyrone. These two are heroin addicts who want to make fast money, making them one of the best drug portrayals. When Sara, Harry's mother, meets Mr. Rabinowitz, he advises her to report her son Harry to the police because it is obvious that he has a drug problem. However, she is too forgiving of her only child, so she gets her TV back and watches her favorite show, possibly the only thing she enjoys, until she receives a call inviting her to appear on her favorite show. She wants to wear her favorite red dress because of the happy news, but it doesn't fit like it used to. Sara needs to diet, but diets are kind of bad. Harry chats with his lover Moran. Although her parents have lavished her with money, she would much prefer have their unwavering devotion. After using some drugs, Harry and Tyrone decide to sell heroin. Harry aspires to succeed, rich to make his mother proud, and to be with the love of his life. Moran, on the other hand, wants to be loved by her parents and to have her own clothes business. Harry and Tyrone get their hands on some heroin to sell, but they get hooked on their own. Tyrone, he's just trying to get out of the ghetto supply in the meantime. Sara is attempting to begin her diet, but her stomach is still growling. She receives a letter from the TV show in the mail and fills out her application with her elderly clique, but the crash diet is too difficult. She imagines herself eating like she's on a desert vacation. She visits a doctor, and the cold-blooded man gives her some amphetamines to help control her appetite. I enjoy how he enters the abyss immediately after Tyrone and Harry begin peddling heroin. This scenario of Tyrone, with his girlfriend in the other room, is staring into the mirror. He remembers how his mother used to tell him that love is the most important thing in the world, but it's also obvious that Harry loves his mother, who tragically becomes addicted to amphetamines after seeing her son Harry again. Oh, is this a horror movie? Mom is clicking her teeth, and Harry notices that she's taking amphetamines. He tells her to stop. Look at the pot, calling the kettle black, because she is yearning for the past and finds meaningless living alone in this apartment. This scene was quite depressing. Tyrone goes out with his heroin suppliers, who threaten him to make sure he obeys. However, the car's driver shoots and kills gang members. The camera movement was perfect for this chaotic sequence. Sara begins to increase the number of pills she takes as her body becomes accustomed to them, gradually escalating her dosage. Ironically, instead of finding the relief she so desperately seeks, her life becomes more dismal and gloomy, precisely the kind of existence she was trying to escape. In her mind, she begins to disassociate from reality and imagine herself living in her favorite TV show, where life is simpler and more glamorous. The fantasy becomes her coping mechanism, allowing her to detach from the spiraling darkness that now defines her world. Meanwhile, Tyrone finds himself in a situation that seems all too predictable. After getting arrested, he eventually manages to make bail. When he reconnects with Harry, the latter informs him about a brewing war between the Italian mafia and black organized crime groups. One day, they witness a group of criminals disposing of a body in a scene that feels absurdly out of place, almost like something out of a stoner comedy, with surreal undertones akin to a Harold and Kumar moment. But the absurdity quickly fades as reality sets in. Harry notices that his arm is becoming infected due to his constant heroin use, a grim reminder of how far he's fallen. It's equally baffling that the doctors treating Sara can't seem to recognize her pill abuse, a failure so glaring that it makes you question if they even deserve their medical licenses. The three friends Sara, Harry, and Tyrone are also struggling to sell drugs like they once did. The ongoing gang war has driven up prices and made it nearly impossible to maintain their usual supply. At the same time, Sara meets with her therapist, and the interaction is deeply unsettling. She envisions herself stabbing his hand when he touches her, but instead of acting out this violent fantasy, she makes a humiliating decision. She agrees to sleep with him for money. This degrading act feels like another crushing blow, and as soon as she leaves, the weight of her choices overwhelms her. She rushes outside and vomits, as if her body is rejecting the emotional and physical toll her life has taken. Rock bottom was exactly what they wanted to escape, but ironically, their escalating drug use has brought them closer to it than ever before. The withdrawal symptoms they suffer are brutal, and in desperation, they hatch a plan to go to Florida to find more heroin. As Sara's mental state continues to deteriorate, she begins to experience vivid and terrifying hallucinations. Most notably, she believes the refrigerator in her apartment is attacking her, Her distorted perceptions of reality paint a horrifying picture of her fractured mind. Meanwhile, Harry and Moran have a devastating argument, with Harry pleading for her to stop depending on him. The cracks in their relationships are deepening, just as their grip on reality begins to slip away. Meanwhile, Sara is seeing a terrifying horror film similar to Exorcist repeatedly. She sees herself as a TV, and then they enter her reality and completely cook her __. Roasting her like a turkey. Then the Kool-Aid man shows up and her home is turned into a film set, with people yelling, "Feed me, I'm not sure what to say about this." The police come and take Sara away while she is traveling to Florida. We witness how infected Harry is becoming and how he shoots heroin into his gangrenous wound. Sara eats the refrigerator over and over and runs out of her apartment in the freezing New York code. No one will pay her any mind because she looks crazy. Marion gets together with Huge Tim, a pimp. John, Keith David appears in about 10 films a year. I thought you were large, Tim. The character feeding into someone's addiction while they're trapped in their own mental turmoil mirrors scenes of psychological breakdowns from films like Perfect Blue. In fact, one specific scene, where Sara screams in frustration while showering, feels like a shot-by-shot recreation of that iconic moment from Perfect Blue, a clear homage to the themes of identity, disintegration, and spiraling control. Sara, who has been admitted to a psychiatric ward, is no longer in control of her own life. Instead of receiving proper care, she's treated as an object by the hospital staff, particularly the orderly, who forcefully feeds her. Her treatment is more about submission and control rather than recovery. She is coerced into signing documents she doesn't fully comprehend, further stripping away her agency. As Sara tries to survive this grim environment, Harry and Tyrone seek out Dr. Connor, a physician skilled in treating severe infections like Harry's gangrenous arm, a direct consequence of his heroin use. But even in this pursuit of medical help, their lives are still entangled with the law. Tyrone is arrested for drug possession, deepening the web of despair that engulfs him and the others. Moran, who works for a man named Big Tim, finds herself in an even darker corner. When Harry ends up in jail, Moran, knowing full well that Harry's promises of returning are false, pleads for his help. She understands that the withdrawal symptoms Tyrone and Harry are enduring will push them to desperate measures, but she also knows that her own situation is grim. Big Tim forces her into participating in brutal, exploitative group orgies, events that take place inside seedy bars, where she and others are trapped in what feels like an unending nightmare. This horrifying cycle of abuse and exploitation is the only option left for her as her life spirals completely out of control. The story dives deeper into the human cost of addiction, mental health crises, and exploitation. Each character is caught in a vicious cycle of their own making, exacerbated by the oppressive forces of their environment, whether it's the law, the healthcare system, or manipulative criminals like Big Tim. Their dreams of escape have all but disintegrated, leaving them with nothing but the grim reality of their addictions and the relentless suffering that comes with it. Racist prison guards force Harry and Tyrone to work. Sara is made to undergo electroconvulsive therapy, and Harry has his arm amputated. Harry dreams of Marion in a red dress vanishing before his eyes and plunging backward into a dark void. He wakes up sobbing from Mar, and all of Sara's friends come to visit her in the psychiatric ward, only to find that their friend Sara has left by the time the film ends. Thinking of the best, we've seen the death of their dreams in Good Requiem, a musical piece played to honor the dead. I don't think the movie is just about drug use, but the extra layer of humanity that makes drug use all the more saddening through the film's 3 seasonal acts. The film sets get colorless and depressing, easing up right into the funeral of dreams. Harry with Marion Sharon with his mom Marion's possible future, and Sara thinking of her son visiting her on her favorite TV show. The film used a unique editing style, very disjointed and disconnected at times. I find it hard to see any of the characters' lives working out. The scene where Sara goes to the casting agency is the most unsettling to me. Sara brings to mind my mother. We would be saddened to witness our mother in such a manner. The scene that the audience enjoyed the most was when Tyrone saw a flashback to a memory of his mother telling him that love is everything. Tyrone wanted to succeed in life and not be held back by his surroundings, but his decisions destroyed that dream. Nevertheless, I liked it because it was nice to see Marlon Wayans in a serious role. The story of Requiem for a Dream is a haunting portrayal of addiction's devastating grip, spiraling the characters into their own personal hells. Harry, Marion, Tyrone, and Sara each chase dreams, whether it's love, success, or simple escape, but find themselves lost in nightmares they never saw coming. The film's unflinching depiction of their descent into darkness is gut-wrenching, a powerful reminder that no one is immune to the lure of addiction. Ultimately, their dreams die slow, painful deaths, leaving them broken, trapped in lives they desperately wanted to flee. This film serves not only as a cautionary tale about drug use, but as a tragic reflection of the fragile nature of human hope. Each character's shattered aspirations reveal the heartache behind their struggles, making the viewer feel both their despair and the bittersweet remnants of what could have been. It's a visual and emotional roller coaster, with its raw editing style and disjointed narrative perfectly mirroring the chaos within the characters' minds. In the end, Requiem for a Dream isn't just a story about addiction, it's a requiem for the loss of hope, dreams, and humanity itself. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel.